Team, welcome to the fourth session for the AnyAUT Certified Tester Training. I wanted to take a quick look at what we covered so far, and then let's continue with what's remaining. So we got some basics of manual testing, team, during the day one, how and why we need software testing, and how we go about writing all the different test cases and test artifacts. Then we spoke about how we go about writing a test case and how the permutations and combinations becomes critical in functional regression testing, and the reason why we shift to AnyAUT to do functional automation testing, or why is the tool like AnyAUT or any other test management tool important. Okay, and in today's session, what we've in second day, we went through writing the test cases in Excel, learning about keywords, element identifiers, test data. We went about building the corresponding scenarios for the application and the test. So whatever we took application, we started building for it. And at the end, the assignment was for you to start doing the same, and for which each of you have been working and trying to submit this form. So team, if anyone has updates to be made to this form in terms of progress at your end, please do, because this form will really help you in getting through that entire certification. And this is a physical certificate, team, that will be mailed to your address. So we will also be taking your addresses soon. This is slipping. Okay, so here in this sheet, if you have any questions, then please, not questions, any updates on what you have done, then start filling it, please. This basically becomes the assignment 2. Where is the app chosen? Okay. This is the first assignment, and this is the second assignment, reusable components. So till here we did in day 2, and when we started day 3, what's this? Day 4. Okay, so yes, day 3 we went about creating all this information on reusable components, specifically how we can create, what are the available built-in keywords, what are the user-defined keywords, and why we create a reusable element map and test data. We went through all those basic fundamental concepts, and we also gave the assignments. So if any of you have completed an assignment as part of the program, then yes, please do update in this Excel sheet. That way we can have you present it, show it to us, and it'll tell us exactly how it's going. And just FYI team, a new version was launched fixing some minor to major defects in the application. So please do look at the application once again, orange, and let me know if there's any improvement or changes that are happening good. So team, who wants to present? That's the question. In what you've done, and even in day 1 or day 2 you did the same thing. I want you to be the presenter and show us what is it that you're doing or done. I've got 2 hands raised. I'm going to put it down because I don't know if it was accidentally raised. So kindly raise your hand, team, for anyone who wants to present, or you can put it in the chat that I want to present. Maria, you want to present, right? So I'm going to make you the presenter.
Hello.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm doing good, Karthik. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so the application that I used for test is eBay.
Okay.
I created 2 modules.
Okay.
And under each module, I created 2 test cases. So these are the modules: new user registration and existing user login.
Okay.
And test cases. Here are a couple of test cases that I've created. New user interface, new user required field, and for the second module, I created existing user interface and existing users valid user sign up. For base, you can ignore the third and the fourth because I basically worked on them, the first four. And then the steps. So I think give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I exported the file, so it'll be easy to go through over here or here. So here are the.
So this is exported from the.
No, this is what I have written. The exported version is. Oops. The exported version is here.
Okay, cool. So now it basically what it says is you don't need to write in Excel anymore.
Yes.
Okay, so you can write.
So for the because I started new, I just wanted to get an idea of gist of what I'm doing. So I just jotted down in Excel and then I started working on it. So I have two versions.
Sure, no problem. Absolutely.
And
go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead, please.
So for the second module, I basically created the user-defined keywords, the built-in keywords, and the EIDs, the elements that I used there.
Okay.
So I made it colorful here, so it will be easy for us to go through. So these are this column, the column D are the user-defined keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And then these are the elements. So over here,
go back to that.
Basically on the.
Yeah. Let's go back to that.
This one?
No, the one you already have. The one from exported from AnyAUT.
Okay.
Madhuri, hold on, please. I'm looking at this demo. Once I'm done, I'll.
Okay. So this is the exported version.
Okay, so here.
So which tab do you?
User-defined keywords is good. Expand B a little bit, please. Column B. We cannot see the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So the keyword description is navigate to registration page, and the user ID is 1. And what are the steps for each of them? Open, click, and so on. Very nice. See, this is a simple exercise. But here, okay, so open now. Okay, Chrome, you're hard coding the data here. Fair enough, not a problem. All right, Maria, go ahead, please. I'm listening.
And for the built-in keywords, I noticed one thing, Karthik, that I didn't use 66, but the dashboard as well as the export says that I used just 9. So when I exported, all the built-in keywords are coming up over here. So I hope I've not checked it now. I hope it's fixed. So these are the elements reusable elements that I used. Basically on eBay, the copyright down that text will be displayed in all the pages wherever you navigate. So I took that as the reusable element and I used and I created the elements for those.
Okay, very nice. This is good. This is cool. So the same, let's look at it in the web application. Okay, test data also, if you have anything, show us.
And yeah, test data, just the username and different website, browsers, username and passwords. That's it.
So how do you differentiate between column row 4, 5 and row 7, 8?
4 and 5, 7 and 8. I think the first one was Chrome and the 7 and 8 was the Firefox.
No, no, no.
So if,
So here, at each test, this is what is this? Why is it saying
this is
TC001? It should say TD001. Did you enter it as TC001 maybe?
let me go and check
Yes, okay.
the web page. So when I was trying to edit couple of test cases or test steps, and I was getting an error. I was unable to edit. So I don't know if that's causing a confusion. So we are in the which test steps.
No, we were in the reusable components test data.
Okay. So which section do you want to see, Karthik?
Test data?
Test data. Okay.
So yeah,
So
here we named it as this. You can change it. You can click on edit once, please, besides TC001 and make it TD001.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for a minute, and you can do it for all the others also while I'm talking. For a minute, I thought, when I saw that, maybe that was coming from the script, the code that we wrote. Someone accidentally made it as TC instead of TD. Then I realized, hey, it was not auto-generated. So if it is not auto-generated, then what's happening?
Okay, you can Karthik, can you see the issue I'm facing? I'm trying to edit the second row.
Yes,
And
I saw.
the first, I faced this earlier also, not in this page alone, in the other, I don't know, test case or test steps or somewhere. I faced the same thing. I was unable to edit. I forgot a row in the
No, actually,
test steps, and I was trying to insert. Yep.
just wait for 1 second, please. Issue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just creating a document. You all can go to the Google Drive and check that once. You all have access to the Google Drive? No, right?
Yes, Karthik. I think you sent it long back.
Okay.
Chats.
For ACT, right? October 2000.
Yes.
I'm doing something on my screen. Maria, can you go to that Google Drive and show, because we can do a few more things here. Issue log number, issue, or rather created.
Okay. This is.
Issue log.
Do you want me to send the link?
No, just open up issue log here. I'm doing it at my end, so the audience can see the
Okay.
I'm making here. Issue log number created by issue short description. Short description. Why issue short description? Detailed steps. Okay, so I've created this sheet team, very simple. So let's say I found one issue. So I'll just put a number 1 out here, created by Karthik. I'll say login. Login not functioning smoothly. Okay. So basically, what is the issue that I'm facing? When clicking on login button after entering username and password, it does not refresh. That's one issue. So 1 second, just putting it in, you'll get it on the screen very quickly. It does not refresh. Clicking. If we manually refresh the page, we can see the dashboard. So team, all of you listen very carefully, please. here is a new PDF, oh, sorry, Google Sheet that I created. And any issues that you encounter while using the tool, I request you to kindly make changes to this. I mean, add to this. Do you all see this Excel sheet that you can see on Maria's screen right now?
Yes, yes, Karthik.
Okay, great. So now you found an issue, Maria, so please enter it. But it says view only.
Okay.
I don't know why it says view
Mm-hmm.
only. It should be shareable. You know what I'll do is I'll get the link here. So Maria, let's go back to your AnyAUT. Shareable link. Link copied. To be okay. So, all right, Maria. Let's go back once to AnyAUT. I think
I think it's got
I, that's fine. So I'll give you a quick feedback. Number one, I think you did it very good
it.
job.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is very smooth naming conventions, descriptions, clarity of how you put it. So this is a good implementation. What you've done is a good implementation on a few things. Now,
Thank you, Karthik.
you're welcome. So 2 modules is fine, 6 test cases is fine, 35 steps overall looks good. Looks good to even give a demo saying that, hey, you know what, this is one of the skills that I have, and this is what the tool does at the end. You can talk about it even in interview as to how you've executed, how you've created, and all that. So it's a great experience that you should add definitely. So even just scroll down on the dashboard, please. So if you notice, just up ahead, up a little bit. I want to see the green ones too. Okay, reusable components, elements, test data, user-defined keywords. Built-in keywords is standard. It's always disabled. Maybe we should put an icon there saying that built-in keywords is not editable. And then test run test results we have not done yet. So great job, very nice. I like this, the smooth naming convention and so on that you used in your modules, test cases, and so on. Very easily understandable. Team, any
Thank you,
questions?
Karthik.
You're welcome. You have for Maria? Anyone has a question? All right. So thank you, Maria. Let me go for someone else who's waiting to present. Team will do couple of, yes. You have a question? All right, Maria. Thank you.
Meghna.
No, I was
This
saying,
is Meghna here, Karthik.
yeah, 1 second. Thank you, Maria.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, Meghna. How are you?
Yeah, good, Karthik. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a question actually,
Sure.
when we actually write the test steps, and in case we miss out some step and we want to add it in between those steps, like we have 1 to 10 steps already written, but I just forgot to add some text box or something like that in between. So is there any option that we can enter it in between those steps or something like I forgot a step 5 and I want to add it in between. So is there any option like, I can add it in between those steps?
I got your point totally. So before I forget, Meghna, do you have access to the Trello account? You've also done the morning batch, right?
Yes, I do have.
Can you add this as one of the backlogs?
Sure, I can.
Because it's an absolutely brilliant idea, which even I got it and I forgot. So there are 2, 3 solutions for it. One is, let's say I entered now, I think the best way to do that is by showing on the application itself. The sign-in thing is still not fixed. I just got a message from the team saying everything has been moved. Come on. What if I go tab and hit and enter? I've never seen such a login button.
Is that Chrome?
No, this is actually even worse Internet Explorer, but it's not
Okay.
to do with the browser, I believed.
It's working fine with Chrome browser because I use Chrome, and in Chrome it's absolutely fine. I don't know if it's like for Internet Explorer or something.
Yeah, some members are saying they also have that issue in not in Chrome as well. Something is not correct. You know, it's a simple button. It's supposed to work in a simple way. One of the fundamental things for any application. Okay. All right. So what Meghna was saying is, let's say there are 10 steps overall. They belong to a few test cases. So test case 001 has 4 steps. Now test case QS0, QAO, UM001 has 4 steps, right? If I need to insert a step between number 2 and number 3, how do we do it? How do we do that? Number 1, I should then say edit test case and then go and be able to change the order of steps. Not necessarily just, sometimes you may want to do these steps before and these steps later. A lot of things. There's also small things like, I'll quickly put it in Trello. So team, just to let you know, this Trello access is only there for the Peach application development team. So you will not all be able to have an access, but since we got the thought, let me start. Meghna, I'm leaving 15 for you. I'm creating number 16.
Okay. Sure.
This will change actually.
So number 15 is supposed to be major or like minor change or like.
What was the number 15 change? I started
No, the
one track, so I was writing and yeah,
I'm sorry.
no problem.
No, I just wanted to ask that the number 15
Is that
that you wanted me to write
between, right?
major or
Minor.
yes.
It's
Okay.
it's actually minor for us, but all this will move into the web UI requirements.
Okay.
And that's fine because we'll take it from here and we'll push it there.
Okay.
Select specific steps and create a user-defined keyword for it. This is the other thing that I thought. So let's say a test case has 20 steps. Now I want to create a user-defined keyword. I already know this test case has 20 steps. So can a user just go to the test case, select 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and say you create a new user-defined keyword. So that was that thought there. And there was also minor, again, this is web. Click on a test case to see corresponding steps and can be edited. Okay, all right. So Meghna, answers your question. Number 15 you're putting. I put the other 3 that came up because of that. And so team, there were a few questions in the chat. Let me quickly answer that. And someone else wanted to present. So who wanted to present, team? Can you just let me know kindly?
Well, I have done on Geico application. I can just show you what I've done.
Sure. Why not? So while I make you the presenter, one of the members had a question. So team, just letting you know, the tool is spelled as AnyAUT, ANYAUT. Okay, and primarily the way I coined it is automate any application under test. So AUT was both for automation and the application under test. So then AnyAUT.com, I'm a big fan of .coms. So AnyAUT.com was available and I quickly bought that and started working in that direction. All right, Maria, I made you the presenter. We saw a screen for a second, it went away. So there's one question. I missed day 1, 2, 3. Still, am I eligible to give test? Yes, you are. If yes, can you please provide some documentation? So let's see if I can get a share. Maria, what happened?
No, I'm Meghna
Oh,
actually.
Meghna. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
So it's like waiting to view Maria Raj's screen. It's that's the message that it's
I
displaying.
made her the presenter again. One second.
Are you able to view my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is the, sorry, I was writing those scripts, so I just, in order to view, edit, I just changed it, but this is the Geico application that I started off with.
Okay.
And these are the...
Sorry, Meghna, go back to the previous one. Any specific reason you said iTeLearn 32 as the industry?
Oh, no, I was writing the script, so it was like when you edit, I had to edit that URL and iTeLearn. So instead of writing Geico, I have, it just got changed in the morning. Like
Okay,
the
no.
script actually changed. I didn't change. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So basically, the reason I'm asking this is we have to make it very user-friendly, the tool. One of the big visions for Peach. It should be so simple to understand and start using. There should be no question. So, for example, AUT name, what is AUT also should not be a question. So the question mark on the right side should have a proper documentation to help through that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the module is like, first one is the Geico application. So when you enter the Geico application, it says, it first asks for the zip code. So after you enter the zip code, then it goes to the customer information. So yesterday I was also mentioning about that cropping of the, when you edit this particular text box. So it's like, you give 20 characters, it accepts actually 25 characters over here, but when you save change on this particular grid, it actually only shows 20 characters.
Got it.
So these two accept actually 25 characters, but it crops to 20 characters. The other things are actually cropped. So module description.
You have the access to the document folder, right? Google Drive.
I have.
Can you
Yes,
write
I
it
have
quickly?
mentioned this as a defect.
Okay, I know you mentioned it somewhere, but maybe even in this sheet here, we'll keep a separate
Okay.
for
Okay.
AUT.
Sure.
So the AnyAUT
Okay, I will.
sheet.
Sure. So this is the one, and Geico application is the one. So you go to the test case. So under the test cases, there are two test cases that I've actually mentioned. So the test steps, this is where I was adding steps, and I wanted to use those user-defined keywords, and I was not able to add anything in between. And then, so these are the 13 steps. For last two steps, I just blankly, just for testing purpose, I just added it only because I wanted to see, whether it happens at the end. I gave 11 and then 13, and I wanted to see whether the 12 comes in between or it comes after 14. So these two steps are just like void. And entering the zip code has four test steps. And these are the this is like when you enter the Geico application, it has this customer information label and customer label that I wanted to check. So, using those two as repeat user-defined keywords, I just mentioned those two.
Okay.
So these are the test datas, test values. I just kept it simple because I just wanted to understand how the entire thing works. So
Okay.
this is like, yeah, and this is the Excel sheet that the other person was talking about. It's almost the same thing, like.
Yes, it'll come in the same format.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, great, excellent. The team, there are, so again, once again, this is how you got to slowly implement and build on it, because the power of what we do here will only be shown as we get into automation, execution mode, and so on. That's when it will become even more clear for us. All right. Thank you, Meghna. Good one again.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay. Someone else wanted to present team. What I'm doing is basically trying to see who among the audience have done something, so we can look at it and be able to guide if they're stuck in any area. Account in your.com instead of orange and create all the stuff there. Is it fine? So Vishal, that's an old version. We'll be moving that. So what Vishal is saying is he went to AnyAUT.com instead of orange and created all the stuff there. Is it fine? So what we will do is we will make a movement of accounts from the current beta version to orange, and in orange then we can start making further changes. Okay. So, team, a couple of poll questions that I wanted your assistance in taking, and I'm going to quickly launch the poll at my end. So far. All right, team. I'm just quickly launching a poll for you all, and I'm going to give you a minute to kind of finish it. It's a simple question as on your screen. How comfortable are you working with this application AnyAUT so far? Are you able to understand it or not? So all you need to do is select one of those four options. The first being that very comfortable with whatever we have done. I'm not talking about overall, the complete thing. Till what we have done, are you comfortable? So team, choose your option. I request all of you to kindly take a few seconds and put it in there. I haven't started the recording at that time. I wanted to share these results once again and talk about the what we did. So team, I was not recording at that time, so I quickly started the record and mentioning it again. So 28% of you being very comfortable is a great number, because to what we've done, we've achieved good. 36% of you are working hard to build and get there, but only very few of you are facing the challenges, which is a good sign for the application. uh, some of you have not yet started, and that is also okay, because at least you're getting exposed to it and you'll be able to start. Okay, so team, another quick poll coming your way. I'm gonna hide this. And one last poll, team. Then we'll get going with the session. Anyone else wanted to present in the meanwhile? Sheetal, did you want to say something or did you want to participate in it? I didn't get you just said Sheetal, so okay, maybe you wanted to be unmuted. Hi Sheetal, go ahead while the poll is on.
I just got a chance to work on one small simple scenario,
Okay.
and I executed my test case on the like downloading the AnyAUT application. I got the result, the file to Excel sheet, but I have one concern in that. If I give some option, the script is not working. So I just want to show that.
Sure. Why don't I make you the presenter in a second?
Okay.
I'll just finish this poll.
Okay.
Team, 74% of you have voted again. I'm just waiting for a quick few last seconds so that if you put in the votes, then I can close it. All right, so here is what has come out. 76% of you like the tool. What you saw so far, thank you so much for that. Really feels good, team. A lot of hard work has gone into this application. I'm sure we will work together for a much larger version coming ahead. 4% of you know, and sincerely, team, it will be great to get some comments as to why you didn't like the tool. Because while most of the people may like it, there are a few things that they miss out for specific users. So please let us know what is the reason in some way so we can improve on it. 20% of you don't know. That basically means that you have not yet worked on it and not sure to give it feedback. And that's fair enough. So when you work on it, we'll definitely collect feedbacks. All right, great. So team, this is good. I'm going to make Sheetal the presenter. She wanted to present on what she's done. I believe she has gone ahead of the class by a little bit.
Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet. It's oh, sorry. I think I need to close the polls. 1 second.
Okay.
Hide. Now try, please, Sheetal. Try stop sharing. Yeah, now we can.
Okay. So today I work on the AnyAUT application. Let me show you. Yeah, this is my application slideshare.com, and okay. So this is my the application,
Okay.
the AnyAUT. And my mouse is not working, so it's like. Okay, so in that one, I created very simple scenario today, like a login to the application, and this is just the one module I created.
Yeah.
And the test cases, I just created one test cases is here like a SlideShare login, and then test step also I just add like open the browser, and you can see here like this is my another application I'm working on. So this is like just the three test cases I added, and then I run this test case also. So let me show you. This is my yeah, this is my Excel sheet for the test case and the test step. So after running my test on the real application, I got the result. This is here, like this is a result file. So in that one, if I give, like for my third step, if I give ID and pass the element ID, it doesn't take it. It doesn't, everything if I use like link text ID, it just take it as an XPath. And it's not clicking to that login button. If I use just the XPath, then it will work. but it should work with the link text as well as the ID too. So I tried several times. Even one of my, I work in the Selenium project. Name is Ahmed. We both tried together. Even we found the same issue. Like so, instead, if you pass ID, it doesn't take it. It shows like a hyphen there, or it doesn't click.
Right, got you. I know this issue. Can you make sure, Sheetal, you mark it in the document as a bug?
Yeah, I can, because I wanted to, make sure with you, and then today only around 5 o'clock we found it.
Yeah.
So like that's a reason, and that's a one issue. But other than that, I was able to run the script, and it was very good. This is the first time I just, executed my script on the AnyAUT application. It's like really interesting.
Very nice, excellent. Um,
Yeah.
so yes, this issue,
And
aware of it, Sheetal. This was an issue that we were aware. For one-time use, we're having this issue. For reusable,
Okay.
it's not happening. And then finally, the team mentioned yesterday night before they left, is that they finished everything and it should be all good right now. I haven't tested it after that, but some of these big issues were there. And this was one of them.
Okay, because I just did it around, I would say 6 o'clock only. I did this, so and
Mm-hmm.
it's the same.
So it looks like it's
So
not.
maybe I'll
Yes. Actually, even if they did it, have they pushed? Did you? Okay, they would have pushed the latest version into the desktop application.
Okay.
So let me check. And for any of
And,
one of you who's okay, thank you, Shital. For any one of you,
and I have one question, Karthik.
yeah, go ahead.
What is this? When I run the test, is asking the last text box was browser timeout. So is it like implicit wait it's mentioning?
Correct, exactly. It goes to implicit wait.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's the only issue I found out right now. Maybe when I work more, and then maybe I'll find another issue.
Sure, absolutely. Um, so thank you, Shital. Thank you so much.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
Thank you. For those of you who still have questions regarding, of where to find the video and all that, just go to itlearn.com/webinars, please. Everything is out there for you. Okay.
I think there is a one issue. Let me just, if you can wait for a second, like I can.
No problem. Team, just letting you know. I
Oh
think.
yes.
But
When we click, sorry, Karthik, I have one issue.
yeah.
When we click on the edit button, uh, suppose.
Are you showing your screen because we still see? Yeah, now we can see.
Yeah, when we click on the edit button, suppose if I click here, like if I suppose I'm creating any test steps for the particular test set, sorry,
Huh?
test
Okay.
step for the particular test case ID. Every time I have to go and look at it, that ID is not. Instead of that one, is there any way that it will show up here, like like one or two is already there in your test steps?
Yes, it will. So the new forms that we will build will have that, and it will be very clear in creation.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. But Sheetal, again, please do not forget to write it right away. These couple of requirement changes to that list. We will not forget it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great job. Thank you. So, team, most of today is gone in presentations itself. I'm assuming that this session was extended for tomorrow too. I did ask Ashna to do that. I'm not sure. how much has progressed there. Um, we have two options right now. One is we can finish the session today, and we can go ahead with the practice and so on for what we're doing. And from there on, we can meet tomorrow and do things, or maybe we can spend a little bit on the application. So shall we spend maybe 5-10 minutes on the application, team? What are the next steps and an assignment also for it? Okay, so what we've done so far, if you observe very keenly, we have focused on the test plan and test setup for a long time, right? How we go about doing this, creating application and a test, modules, test cases, test steps. And then we went about looking at reusable components. Reusable components as to how we can create the different high-level keywords and so on. Now, the way it now operates is using this, we can go to the next thing, which is called test run setup. This is basically to set up a test run. What happens is we create a lot of test artifacts, correct? But every time we want to execute, there's a different need. We don't want to run everything. Maybe one module we want to run everything, another module maybe a few test cases. So you want to choose. Another thing will also change when you do this test executions is what in the user defined keywords may not change, because if they change, that's fine, you can do it easily. Element map also, let's assume that it is not changing. Most of it is reusability that we're doing. But there's one thing that will change, and that's test data. So the way we do is to set up a run. Let's say all the test cases and freelancers I want to execute. Now everything remains the same. The only thing that changes or we add is the different sets of test data that we created. And for each test case, what test data I want to choose to run on. So all of those you get to choose here. And if there's a question in terms of what these are, then you can view and find out the values, the different fields and values. So there's no test data in 1 and 2. There's only test data in 3. It has a browser, username, password, URL. These are the things that are there for that, okay, team, for that set of test data. Now, this close button doesn't work. Okay. So, and then you save this run. Okay, 1 second. Let me not save it right away. In user management, let's say I want to select specific test cases. Then I say, yes, I want this. No, I don't want this. And for this, I will use one set of test data. For this, something else, and so on. And save this. I'm going to give it a name called ASCT underscore OCT underscore 2017. Okay, and underscore 1, and I save this. So what I'm doing, team, on the application, you all will have to do at your end. Okay, now the test has been saved. So where it saves is in a different page called test run. In this page, every time I want to execute something, I get to this page. There are two purposes of this page, team. The first one is what software is required for you to be able to execute these tests. So it says the prerequisite is please install latest version of Java Runtime Environment 1.8. Install it outside program files directory. This was mentioned in red for us, because we need authorization to do executions, especially when anything is being done on the machine. The system will try and restrict it and try and protect the machine as much as we can. So the ACT October 2017 is created here. So before I am able to do anything with that, like download and run, I need to follow this. First, the minimum system requirements as you see it. Next is this download the AUT desktop jar file. I'm going to do it along with you, team. and we're gonna save this. It's downloading. Okay, team. So download is completed. Give me 1 second. Sorry, team. 1 quick second. Okay, so the installer jar file is downloaded, team. So you double click on that, and it'll take you through a few steps of setting up the entire thing. So just click on next, and it is as it said, right? Let's not install and program files. So you browse, and let's select something. This PC C drive. I'll say create a new folder. AnyAUT underscore orange underscore folder. Under this folder, let's say I want to install the entire app. Next. So it goes about, and once it says finished, just click on next and you're done. Now what happens, team, is whatever file you have downloaded on the version that you have, you will be able to export it and work on it. So for example, let's say I take this earlier one, which is not the latest one, of course, but at least it's sane, I believe, and save this Excel file. Let's open this file. And then enabling. This is what we want to run, team. This will be slightly different from the other one because in this, the primary difference is what test cases need to get executed and with what sets of test data is provided here. So it becomes easy for us to take it into our Java program and start doing the executions. So at this point, what we do is we go to the folder that we created, and here you'll see AnyAUT underscore orange executable jar file. Double click on that, and this screen pops up, team. What is the name of the run? I'll just say KK test 1 and test run by KK. Select test Excel. Excel is where it's in downloads, I believe. This is the one. Say open. Timeout, let's say I put it as 7 seconds. Just execute automation test. At this point, it should be able to slowly start opening up the drivers and start executing based on what steps are there in that Excel file. Unfortunately, in this current version, we don't have any interface back and forth. So this is the automatic execution that's happening, team. Just going to QA on air. Yes. And how do we accept these system profiles and commands for Firefox or the other thing? So now the same execution, I believe, is also being done on Firefox. It's not navigating yet. Sure, Ahmed. So Ahmed is suggesting that the directory already exists is kind of misleading, and some users are unable to complete working on it because of thinking that it is some issue there with the installation process. So Ahmed, kindly put this bug in that sheet. Do not ignore, please. That's the only way we can do things. So Firefox, I think, didn't happen, team. Now it opened another Chrome browser. As soon as the execution ends, this will get closed. This window, desktop app team. Do we have an option to send blank test data under reusable component section? Yes, of course. I mean, blank test data in the sense you're saying in reusable component, we go to test data. In test data, there's one test data set ID, and in that there'll be a parameter or test data name called blank something, and the value will be actually blank. Is it, Maria? So this is still executing or not? Also warnings we don't get. But the execution is happening. A lot of times it is the fault in the way the steps are written. The system should protect the user from writing incorrect steps for any reason. And that's how Peach development will be working on a lot onto it. But at least this is functioning prototype. Okay, now it's closed, team. So that means that execution has happened. That's the only way for us to get to know how it is. Next was, okay, in here. So now once the execution is done, you will see a folder called results created and also another one called log. So I go to results and I look at this folder called tester_kk test1. So whatever we gave to the name of the test, that gets created accordingly. In this, there will be a detailed report which basically tells us where is what happening. So for the first test case, open browser pass, navigate browser pass, click and find freelancers failed. And it also took a screenshot explaining as to how the page looked and clicking on why they were not able to click on find freelancers. Test data, what we used for this, and so on. All these details are mentioned here, team. Then we close the browser. That was a pass. So wherever there's a failure, it takes a screenshot. And the interesting thing it also mentions is how long did it take? How many seconds did it take to arrive at this kind of a conclusion? So it took a snapshot, then it waited for the 7 seconds by default timeout that we gave, and then it gave an error. In Firefox, open browser also is saying is a fail. Navigate is a fail. So there's some issue here. Nothing is happening on Firefox. Same test case worked on Chrome, but then it did not work on Firefox. So where do you think the fault is, team? For those of you at least who are aware of Selenium and automation testing, it is typically the browser version and the compatibility with the driver version. So if we have the latest drivers and the corresponding browser, then it will be fine. Else there will be an issue consistently. All right, team. Okay. Now, this report also shows us a dashboard as to how many steps we executed in total and how many of them passed, how many steps failed, and so on. It also gives us the details of who ran, which operating system, what version of Java, and what is the name of the host. So it gives us a very detailed report on how the application has performed so far. Isn't that something that we all think about as to how can we go from manual to automation pretty easily? And there was one suggestion given, I don't even remember. I'm going to research on that after this as to what that company does. It looked so similar to AnyAUT in terms of the websites, the features of the tool. And even remember in the morning session, whoever were there was a suggestion made by one of the students. Yeah, thank you, Swapna. Thank you, Ahmed. I'm going to write it down. Its name is qtp.elearn. qtp.elearn. I see it's like Sauce Labs, is it? Cool. I'll check on that. You made my job easy. I was about to go to the browser history and check on that, but this is nice. So I'm going to research a little bit on that, see what it does and so on. Just for my comparison, it's always important to do that, team. So here is the fourth assignment, team, that I would like to give. So today, day 4, assignment presentations. This we have done. So what I'm going to do, share it with the same people if I don't create. What kind of a documentation are you referring to, Madhuri? Oops. Okay, assignment presentations done. Execution, test preparation, and test results. Briefly, this is what we've done. Okay. How to get certified? I think this I've covered, but I'll make a little bit more. And your start of mini project. Now, I want to give one more assignment, team. Okay. Come on. Now that the test setup is done, let's try executing automatically. So what we're saying is, one second, team, I'll come to your questions in a minute. Okay. In your continue from assignment 2 and now create a test run, download and install the app, execute a test, view results and upload results. So finally, team, what we are saying is whatever we've got in this folder called results, so this specific one, just send it to a zip drive, leave it here and go back to your application AnyAUT And in your test results, you'll see an entry for what we did today. Okay, this is actually created on so, but there's no file luckily attached to it. Browse, and let's go to C drive, results, test run, and it'll get uploaded there, team. So anytime in future, it is easy for me to click and go back to a previous run that we did and be able to compare and see what happened with the current run. All right, team. So that is what this application does overall, and the assignment 3, I've just put it here. Yeah, so this is what continue, and now create a test run, download, install the app. Create a test run, download and install the app, execute a test, view results, and upload results. All right, team, for those of you who are not getting any information, you can look at the screen and write it down, please. I'm also putting it in the chat for all of you. Okay, so there is an access issue for most of you, right? So how do I share this? Get shareable link. Okay, AACT October 2017. Link sharing is on. And now view. I don't think you all can edit it. Now, you want all the links, right? You want the center folder to shared. I'll do one thing. There are very a few attendees who've been attending. I'll ask my team to send a Google Drive share link to the attendees of the okay. So team, that's primarily what I'm expecting you to continue. We'll meet on day 4. We'll go through a few more things on, especially on how you can do with this tool, what benefits, and how you need to present it for interview and so on. We'll have a quick discussion on that. All right. Didn't attend any day 1, day 2, day 3. Yeah. So quick suggestion is just go to team. None of you have entered the issue log. Is it? It's not editable. Can you try now? You're able to edit now? No, in the early, in AnyAUT, yeah, it's almost the same one, Madhuri, but that's a longer one. In AnyAUT.com, the 7 hours free training is what I did about 3-4 months back. It doesn't have all the things that the current version has. So for this, what you do is go to iTeLearn.com/webinars, and in here, if you scroll down to these free 5 hours training AnyAUT certified, here you should see the first day 1, day 2, day 3 here. Someone is saying day 2 is missing, correct? Okay. Day 1, day 2, day 3 is missing there. Day 1, day 2, day 3, it's correct. So now you're able to edit the spreadsheet, team. That's good. Assignment sheet also. I'll give you the shareable link. Team, since this link is shareable, I'll just hide the emails. Just see if you can see, team. I don't want that visibility. Now are you able to see if I hide it? iTeLearn.com/webinars, please, not webinar. Team, are you able to change, able to see the phone numbers and email addresses right now in the assignment sheet? I mean, are you able to expand it? Or you still can see? You know what I'll do, team? I'll download this as an Excel file and I'm going to delete this. Don't enter your emails. You know your names, right? So that's fine. All right, so team, that's it for today. Assignment is most important. Work on it. We'll meet either tomorrow or day after, and we'll go through some interesting points about what it is. But from an AnyAUT certified tester, the most key aspects of the tool training is done. In what way will it help and how we go about, we'll look at it. And I'll also discuss about the certification test. When do we schedule one? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Take care. We'll see you back in the next session. Bye, all of you. Thank you. Bye.